Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Felicia Banks, and today I'll be discussing with you how I got my master's in clinical psychology with the specialization in clinical counseling. So let's get right to the point. I received my master's in clinical psychology with a specialization in clinical counseling from Capella University in December of 2018. Whew, and boy, has it been a long road, child. Oh my gosh. So, where do I begin? I was on active duty, working full time while I was doing this program, and it was so tough. But I can also say that it was totally worth it. Online was the best route for me because it gave me the flexibility to be a student and also continue with my military career. So, why did I choose psychology? Well, my ultimate goal in life was to become a psychologist, and I'm currently getting my PhD in industrial and organizational psychology with an emphasis on consulting, and I plan on going all the way and becoming a psychologist and being a IO psychologist. So yeah, but I chose Capella because I looked around at different schools and Capella just really stuck out to me because of just the warmth and like love that I received throughout the admission process. Um, yeah, like that was the number one thing. I never had an issue with the school the entire time I was there either. My master's is a master's of science, so a lot of the program was heavily based in research, which was not my favorite thing because my bachelor's was also a bachelor's of science, and I remember always being like, I don't think I like research. But you know what? Looking back and honestly speaking now, because I'm getting into my dissertation, I like research just a smidget. Now, I do not like psych statistics. That is the one thing that I do not like. But research overall, I like it because it allows me to like really get to understand something better. So I completed all of my coursework, and then I had to do an internship where I had to complete 600 clinical hours. And when I tell y'all, working full time and then having to complete 600 hours in what was it, 6 months? Or actually, like 5.5 months was insane. I don't remember how I did it. I didn't really sleep, but it was grind time. So um, I just hustled. Capella gave us a list where I was in Texas at the time, and they afforded us the opportunity like, hey, so here's a list of like who we have relationships with in Texas. Find you can like reach out to these people. They have taken Capella students on as interns before, and you know, you can see what happens. So actually finding an intern site was not that hard for me because I was currently working in hospital. And so I asked one of the floors that I was working on, hey, like the other side, would it be possible? Think maybe I can intern under a social worker because although my MS is in psychology, my supervisor could be a licensed clinical social worker, a psychologist, a licensed professional counselor, a licensed marriage and family therapist, and that was it. So I had a licensed clinical social worker that I really looked up to. She was a hard charger. She had a ton of knowledge, and she already had social work interns that she was working with. So she was like, definitely, yeah. The paperwork application process overall took about literally an entire quarter to complete. And I got it done and I started. So interning was probably the best experience of my program. It allowed me to get the hands on knowledge and understanding that, like, it just put all the pieces of the puzzle together. I was able to really see what it's like to sit in a session and how to utilize the DSM to say, well, hey, this patient presents with these um, symptoms. Would the best diagnosis be A or B? And try to figure it out. And also, I really got a chance to be a part of an interdisciplinary treatment team, meaning that we had every discipline involved. So we had a social worker, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a resident. We had like respiratory therapists, like pretty much every specialty in the hospital also could be involved in one patient's care if they needed it. A nurse, a technician, a mental health technician. So that was just so amazing. I totally enjoyed that, and it just signified that, yeah, I made the right decision. So I chose not to get my PhD in clinical psychology because once you get a master's in clinical psychology at Capella in Georgia and also in Texas, the program aligns with the state requirements to become a licensed professional counselor, meaning that I can work towards becoming a licensed professional counselor, which is a therapist. So I can be a therapist with my master's degree. I don't have to go on to be um, a clinical psychologist. And industrial and organizational psychology really was very, very me. And I'll discuss that in another video. But so while a lot of people may not know, being a social worker, yes, that is a terminal degree. Like once you get your master's, like that's usually the cutoff, like a LCSW or LMSW. But also with a master's in psychology, specific ones, you can also apply to be a licensed professional counselor. It's known as like LPC or LPSP, LCPC. It depends on like what area of the US you're in, which what they call it, but overall is just short licensed professional counselor. So that is also a route to look into because really doctoral degrees are reserved for if you want to get into academia or if you want to get into research or like me, IO, which I'll get into later on. But yeah, so that is why I got my master's. And if you have any specific questions, please leave them down below. If you are looking to get your master's, like, yo, what's up? Let me know. What schools are you looking at? Where are you currently at in the process? I love to like follow you along the way. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also be sure to follow me on Instagram at It's Felicia B. And yeah, I'll be seeing you all soon. So I'm going to end my videos by saying the Serenity Prayer. God, please grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Love, peace, and light be with you.